Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Govhack 2016 International Red Carpet Awards. To everyone here in the room at the most magnificent State Library of South Australia, and everybody joining us on the live stream across the world. That is, of course, if this morning's denial of service attack across the US is allowing it to get there, but no doubt across Australia and New Zealand. We would like to acknowledge, firstly, the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting. We pay our respect to their elders, past and present, and to all those who join us today. For those of you who don't know me, my name's David Bartlett. I'm the former Premier of the Australian state of Tasmania, former Minister for Innovation and Minister for Education. These days, my interests very much lie in how we can use technology to solve some of the old and wicked permanent problems of our communities, our societies, our economies, and our future. So it is with great pleasure and a real thrill for me to be invited back to host this, my second Govhack National or International Australia and New Zealand Awards. Govhack to me is more than just an open data competition. It is about connecting amazing people, so many of whom are in the room and so many of whom are watching on the live stream, who do amazing things with government data. Govhack demonstrates the value of data to governments and fosters entrepreneurial spirit and an entrepreneurial ecosystem across Australia and New Zealand. We know that ubiquitous connectivity is creating extraordinary changes, and the rise of the data economy is creating extraordinary changes to the way we create wealth, to the way we have conversations with each other and our communities, to the way we're going to work now and into the future, and particularly, I think, to the way we can create new solutions to old and complex problems. It has been said, in fact, that government is somewhat depressingly perhaps, is the permanent custodian of the permanent problems. But Govhack has in fact, I think, gone from, in recent years, the periphery to the centre of many of the senior public servants, ministers and politicians that I talk to the serious centre of what they're thinking about when they think about those permanent problems and how we resolve them. I encourage that and I support it and I'm thrilled about it, but I also say to the Govhack community, no, not only do you have to continue to swim against the tide, continue to change culture, but you must continue to remain at the edge and not be subsumed by government and not therefore be slowed down in the work to change culture and to change thinking that you're doing each year. This year, of course, Govhack 2016 was indeed epic, with 40 events across New Zealand and Australia, including 6 dedicated youth nodes for our aspiring Govhackers and 2 maker nodes for the maker movement to get involved. Over 3,000 participants joined Govhack this year as either competitor, mentor or volunteer. This year, there were over 430 projects and 100 teams are represented here tonight at the State Library of South Australia. The statewide and local prize categories provided great opportunities for our teams to put open data to work and get creative. And anyone who's spent some time in the foyer already and viewed some of that extraordinary creativity and enthusiasm and energy will understand exactly what I'm talking about. We are pleased that at a state level, several development prizes were also awarded to help our entrepreneurial community to take their ideas to the next level, to the level where they're really going to have an impact. Congratulations and good luck to all the teams who received these Kickstarter prizes. This year, many newcomers to the competition and a myriad of clever hacks that demonstrate clearly to judges and observers alike the awesome and inventive nature of our Australian and New Zealand civic hacker community. Govhack would not be possible without the support, of course, of our Australian and New Zealand national and local sponsors. And I will acknowledge them throughout the night, of course. A big thank you, though, too, to the volunteers who have put their time and hearts into making each and every Govhack event awesome. And of course to Richard and his team, the national team, who bring tonight together with such style and excellence. So you've been waiting to hear how your teams went in the national competition, but first we have to hear, and we want to hear, from some of our very special guests who are here to show their support for Govhack, both at a political level but also at a sponsors level. So representing the Prime Minister tonight, please welcome to the stage the Honourable Craig Laundy MP, Assistant Minister for Industry, Innovation and Science. Welcome, Minister.
Nice to meet you. Thanks, David, and good evening, ladies. You normally say at these functions, ladies and gentlemen, but also tonight, boys and girls, including one little baby on a father's chest there as I walk through the door, who was very inquisitive. I'm here tonight wearing three caps. Firstly, as David mentioned, I'm representing the Prime Minister, and he sent a message he'd like me to read, which I'll do in a minute. Secondly, I am the Federal Assistant Minister for Industry, Innovation and Science. And thirdly, my path pre-politics was actually one of family business. So I'm a career entrepreneur, if you like, pre and post-politics. And the crossover hit me as I walked through the amazing hall out there and chatted to some of the extremely intelligent people that we have amongst us tonight. Earlier in the year, we launched our National Innovation and Science Agenda. And it's fair to say that innovation is very close to the heart of not only this Prime Minister, but this government. And one of the keys to that is our data, open data. And traditionally in government, and it was wonderful to see that slide of all the state governments taking part in it. Traditionally in our system of federalism, we have, and I spoke to one of the guys with, I think the app was called Search Party. And we were talking about, it was how you find a missing person. And we were talking about the frustrations that particular gentleman was having in traversing the 8 different states' databases, both for the police, SES, emergency services, and then the federal database over and above. Traditionally, it's been a mine mentality and not a shared mentality. But the entrepreneurial flame in me and in the Prime Minister knows that the best thing for us to do at all levels of government is to throw it out on the table. And the amazing thing about Govhack this year, and I note, is that we've had 12 federal departments open up the doors, if you like, for you guys, girls, boys and girls to get into it and roll your sleeves up and have a crack. And the interesting thing, and there was a particular table out there with the young, I don't know the category of award for the youngsters. I don't know what it's technically called, but they were the school kids. It's interesting for me as an entrepreneur to see the age demographic out there and the level of presentation that you're doing. Because when we make our data accessible to you, and you've heard David already say this, it gives you the chance to value add, if you like. But you value add in 2 ways. Firstly, you come up with your app and you spin that off and you take that into your business and you make money. But secondly, you either provide a community service like we saw in Search Party, or as one of the other gentlemen there that I saw outside was doing, was taking Bureau of Meteorology data, which was too broad-based, and drilling it down to allow farmers to know if they needed to take action due to weather events that they, at this stage, through the Bureau of Meteorology databases, there you are there, sir, sorry, can't pick out. And what you do when you do that is you add social value, but you also add business value to other businesses. And this is the thing, David used the word ecosystem. It's not just in data and open data and the value you add, it's the multiplier effect moving forward. And the interesting thing that I will wait and see and watch with interest is, as you take this data, you value add to it, the value add that is spun out through the rest of the economy. And it's true, it's not just Australia-wide, but the digital economy is obviously worldwide. And we as a government are very excited about the opportunities that lie with our trading partners. So your opportunities to use our data as a subset, if you like, and come up with methodology that you can therefore spin around the world. It was very interesting, and I like this. I don't know who was in charge of serving beer to the people out there, but I noticed that it's a great demographic for those over 18. I saw one of the presentations there, actually slide 9 on it, listed as the drivers of the program. It had Red Bull, pizza and beer. And I thought that was a very good slide, because I know exactly how that feels. But look, we've also, as a result of last year's hack, tonight I can announce that, and I saw this last week and played with it, and this will give you an example of what I guess I've just said, where, and I'll get the name right, forgive me, IP Nova, as a result of last year's, and Deb Anton's going to talk after me, so she'll talk more to this, more definitively than I will, and she'll probably pronounce the name, Intellectual Property Neural Open Data Visualization and Analysis. A mouthful, I know, but what does it actually do? And I had to play with this during the week. You can go on, we've got 100 years worth of IP data in this country. And you can go on there, and if you're an entrepreneur, for example, you can list by all sorts of search engines, but the one I was playing with was the university, the tertiary educations. You can see the patents that are registered under each institution, but there's a green and a red light, if you like. The red light is those that are already being used, but the green light is those that have been discovered, patented, and are yet to be used. And you can click on those, and if there is a commercial application that you can come up with, it gives you, firstly, you click and you see the research institution, the people who are responsible, you work out whether or not there's something you can do with it, you then click, it says, are you interested? You click and it comes up with a contact box for you to drop your details in to fire straight off to the relevant person at that tertiary education institution, Australia-wide. That's an example of what we can do with open data. You know, that is an example of how you take the ideas of our research institutions and you commercialise them. You make them into a business. Why is that important? And you hear this said all the time. We are a transitioning economy. And you look at the age demographic, the next generation, you're going to have to pick up the ball and run with it as we transition more than we have, more than David and I have. So I want to congratulate you all for the work I saw. And I got to probably 15 or 16 different applications out there. And I know I've highlighted a couple, but to the youngsters that were out there having a red hot go, one young bloke, there he is, in year 6. Yeah, hello mate, how are you? And you know, what a fantastic, we're in safe hands. There's our future. You know, the more data we can throw into the marketplace, and I hope this event gets bigger and better every year. I know I have a passion for it. I know Senior Minister Hunt has a passion for it. And I know that the Prime Minister has a passion for it. And with that, I will read you his message. Sorry, Dave, I've dropped your pen. I would like to send my best wishes to everyone attending the Govhack National Awards this evening. In my time as both Communications Minister and Prime Minister, more than 85% of all open data sets have come into existence. The public release of information is a great passion of mine due to its capacity to transform how our cities and democracy operate. Yet data without ingenuity is like a lamp without power. Only when the two are connected do opportunities to innovate become clear. This is why Govhack is so important, why I am proud over a dozen federal departments have participated this year, and why I am grateful to the 850 volunteers who made it happen. Now more than ever, we must embrace creativity, new ideas and cutting-edge solutions to harness new sources of growth and deliver the next stage of our economic prosperity. All of you, through your continued efforts and interest, will help solve the challenges, foster the well-founded decisions and develop the new business opportunities that will secure the long-term future of our nation. I am greatly encouraged by your contributions and hope that these awards will inspire you and your peers to even higher levels of innovation and creativity in the years ahead. Congratulations and good luck, the Honourable Malcolm Turnbull MP, Prime Minister of Australia. Congratulations and good luck, not just tonight for those that have won awards, congratulations to you, but the key is to all of you that you competed, not just tonight, but this is training you for what may well lie ahead, and I hope and wish you every success. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Minister, for not only giving your time tonight to the Govhack movement, which we genuinely value, but also for the attention that the Australian government is paying to this movement and the serious nature with which it is engaging. But also I think it's worth noting recent changes in some of the startup ecosystem sort of landscape policy levers that the government has made are, I think, having a positive effect for the future, and potentially a number of these projects will go on to commercial success, and those levers will indeed, I think, that the government has pulled will assist in that. So I do appreciate your time, Minister, and we all do. Thank you very much. Can you please welcome now the Irma Ranieri, Commissioner for the Public Sector Employment, who is representing our Red Carpet Award sponsor, the Government of South Australia.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. The energy is amazing. I'd like to acknowledge the Assistant Minister for Industry, Innovation and Science, the Honourable Craig Lowndes, MP, Deputy Director General of IP Australia, Deb Anton, Government Client Executive IBM James Jackson, Govhack Organising Committee, and everyone in attendance and those watching online. I want to acknowledge the land that we meet on today as the traditional lands for the Kaurna people, and that we respect their spiritual relationship with their country. And I acknowledge the Kaurna people as the custodians of the Adelaide region, and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still important to living Kaurna people today. It gives me great pleasure to be here at Australia and New Zealand's premier hackathon celebration, the Govhack Red Carpet Awards. These awards recognise innovative developers and digital creatives and their transformation of government open data into amazingly useful apps, visualisations and websites. And it's wonderful to be part of this momentous occasion and celebrate the success of the many participants. It's also a great honour that these awards are held here in Adelaide, and I welcome you and your families to South Australia. For those new to South Australia, we hope you enjoy your visit. For those returning, I'm sure you'll agree that South Australia has a lot to offer and is changing by the minute. It's in addition to being a wonderful tourist destination with a diverse landscape and fantastic wine regions, not for everyone in this room, of course. Adelaide was recently named the world's 5th most livable city for the 5th year in a row on the Economist Intelligence Unit's Livability Index. A fertile ecosystem of creative and technology enterprises have their home in South Australia, and we hope that this sector will continue to flourish in the next generation. This is the 4th time that the South Australian Government, in partnership with Govhack Australia, has brought the annual Government Open Data competition to South Australians, this year supporting 5 locations across the state. Our location hosts were the University of South Australia at the Innovation and Collaboration Centre, the City of Mount Gambier at the Mount Gambier Library, the City of Onkaparinga at the Seaford Library, the City of Port Adelaide Enfield at the Port Adelaide Library, and the City of Playford at the Stretton Centre. This year, the Unleashed competition, South Australia's part of Govhack, saw an astounding 54 eligible entries and over 170 participants across the state. And they have had over access to over 1,000 data sets. It's been great to see youth involvement growing across the competition, with South Australia hosting the first dedicated youth locations at child-safe community centres in 2015. This followed from the success of the year earlier in Mount Gambier, where Council hosted the first youth competitions to the competition. For the 3rd year in a row, South Australians aged 13 to 18 years were able to participate in their own youth node with their own Youth State Champion prize at 5 locations across the state. I'm also told that Queensland also offered a youth location, and in Canberra, the competition was run by the Canberra Grammar, with students performing the host role. That's fantastic to see the involvement of so many young people, and as you say, they are the generation, the future generation. In South Australia, in total, 25 prize categories were awarded, including 4 major prizes, 11 themed prizes and several Best in Location prizes. I'm looking forward to hearing which teams will win the national prize categories this evening. Govhack is a wonderful opportunity for entrepreneurs to be recognised on the international stage for their outside-the-box thinking at one of the largest annual open data hackathons in the world. Open data is a valuable and sought-after resource that has unlimited potential and opportunity. The amazing innovations you enter in the competition demonstrate to the government why releasing data openly is so valuable to our community and economy. I thank you all for participating and helping to create the impetus for a more modern public service, one that I'm very passionate about creating, and a community that shares resources and collaborates with us. As the Commissioner for the Public Sector here in South Australia, I continue to be impressed by the enthusiasm I do see across government in the lead up to the annual competition. I know that this passion is echoed across Australia and New Zealand, with custodians of open data volunteering their time to mentor and collaborate with teams. A big thank you to all of your wonderful mentors here tonight or watching online. When communities, governments and businesses work together, they become a powerful force for change. This is the essence of Govhack and why we're thrilled to be sponsoring tonight's spectacular event in Adelaide as a feature event of Open State. Open State is happening now. It is 10 days from the 18th to the 27th of October of collaboration and ideas about the changing face of democracy, innovation and collaboration, and what it means for our future. And data plays a fundamental role. I encourage you all to visit the Open Data website and to see exciting arrays of over 60 events on offer. One event that may be of particular interest is the Innovation Box, a day of innovation and impact aimed at digital entrepreneurs and startups looking for opportunity. I think tickets are still available. And finally, I would like to congratulate everyone who competed in Govhack this year for your inventiveness, your tenacity and hard work. You are our future leaders and entrepreneurs, and I encourage you to continue exploring the opportunities afforded by open data and collaborating directly with government on challenges we face. Govhack and the ideas created during the competition are worth celebrating. Thank you, good luck, and enjoy your time in South Australia. Thank you.
Thank you, Irma, and thank you for the warm welcome to South Australia. I've certainly enjoyed my day in Adelaide, and I encourage, apart from technology is my passion, bikes is one of my other passion, and finding a free bike hire service in the city of Adelaide. Every Australian city should do that. Thank you. We are now very pleased to welcome from IBM our major or lead sponsor, who of course without whose support the far reach and incredible growth of Govhack could not continue to occur. Please join me in welcoming James Jackson, the Government Client Executive from IBM.
Thanks, David. Might need a taller lectern. In January 2015, Malcolm Turnbull and the then Prime Minister Tony Abbott stated that interacting with government should be as easy as internet banking or ordering a taxi through an app. Australian and New Zealand governments especially have noted that in the private sector and for some overseas governments, services are now being designed around the needs of citizens rather than reflecting the internal functions of those organisations. As measured by analysts, state and federal governments are showing good progress in this digital transformation and are emphasising open government and actively encouraging the use of a wide range of government data. The Digital Transformation Readiness Indicator, published by Intermedium, is a good example and rates Australian, state and federal governments against 6 measures of digital readiness. As a proud South Australian, I can say that SA is currently ranking equal second. IBM congratulates Australian and New Zealand governments on this digital transformation progress and for initiating activities such as Govhack. Govhack is a unique collaboration opportunity for government, industry, startups, academia, coders, artists, and the consumers of government services to promote open government and open data. IBM is proud to sponsor and support Govhack 2016 nationally and locally, and its success is a testament to the leadership position of government and the great industry talent and vibrant entrepreneur and startup environment that we see represented here tonight. On behalf of IBM, thank you very much for the opportunity to support such a great event. Thank you.
Thank you, James, and thank you to IBM as well. Clearly, James, a little bit. You're ruining the illusion on the live stream there, I'm afraid. Can I also then welcome to the stage from our lead Australian government agency, please welcome Deb Anton, Deputy Director General from IP Australia.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks, David, for that introduction. First of all, let me congratulate all the people in the room for their role in Govhack. It was certainly amazing for those of you who aren't here to see the fantastic innovations that have come out of this event. Now, the previous speakers, I guess Craig's dealt with this at a national level. Emma's talked about the state connection to this, and James has reminded us of the importance of industry's role in this open data story. I'm then speaking really as a government agency. What does this mean for us? So I'd like to cover three things and tell you a little bit about IP Australia, what data means for us, and then reflect on one of the commercial outcomes for us from last year's Govhack Awards, the launch of IP Nova tonight. IP Australia is, in simple terms, the Patent and Trademark Office. Our role is to provide IP rights and from that to grant innovators and businesses confidence that they can go on with a legal monopoly on their ideas and commercialise inventions or take forward their brands or their designs and build on that success. So we're an important part of the innovation ecosystem that David reflected on earlier. Our contribution to that ecosystem is granting those rights, educating people, and with the release of data, it's also been amazing to see what more is possible. So within IP Australia in the last 12 months, we have stepped up in terms of thinking about data, but it's really been a long journey that's been fought by some of my internal staff with great enthusiasm who said we really should get this out into the public domain. So our open data has been out there since 2014, so we're coming up to our third year of that being available, and it has the beautiful acronym of IP God. Which we have trademarked because we need to care about those things. So this year it's become IP Gold, and my team likes acronyms, so that means it's live data. So we're now updating that every week, which again hopefully improves the commercial applicability of that information. What it comes down to is 350 million pieces of data that are available through data.gov.au, which is a great repository, a lot of that information. It's available under the Creative Commons licensing arrangements for people to use. Importantly, that can be linked up with other business data sets covering individual firms, firm-level characteristics and geospatial data to do some fantastic things. So using that very data set, last year's Govhack success story was the winner of the IP Australia Bounty and the Entrepreneurial Hack Award, and it was titled Neuron Connecting Like Minds. What it provided was a customisable, searchable visual analysis of IP data, and Craig, you did really well with all those technical bits. So if you read it out, intellectual property, neural open data visualisation and analysis creates that lovely new name of IP Nova. So IP Nova really takes that data and makes it accessible in that you can type in something about a technology, about a location in simple terms, and I do encourage you to Google it. The website is live now, so just Google IP Nova and have a look. So you can find out about other innovators in your region. You can find out about people working on the same technologies and maybe connect to them. So it takes what was previously locked up information and creates a whole world of possibilities, which is very much what Govhack seems to be about from everything I've seen tonight, and it's just fantastic. So we're releasing it as a beta tonight. In this world of creation and innovation, we need to just make sure that we've got it right. So please have a look. You guys are great potential critics. This is stuff that you care about. So give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Finally, a big thank you to all the other sponsors, volunteers and participants of Govhack. Really, without you, an event like tonight wouldn't be possible. And for us, nor would an innovation like IP Nova. And IP Nova's been made possible because of a team that came here last night, a small firm, an SME that we've partnered with over the last 12 months, a young firm looking at big data called Servian. So as an agency, we've partnered with that organisation over the last 12 months to make this possible. So it isn't just about government doing it, it's being able to find that right combination. That's very much the challenge that NISA put out to government agencies and M also reflected on. We need to innovate. We need to be open to working with SMEs in different ways, and having our data out there makes that possible. So I look forward to seeing what you've come up with tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. It's great to have you here tonight, and it's particularly great to have IP Australia involved with Govhack, and it's a particular joy to hear a government agency saying they're releasing a beta of something, a minimum viable function set that they're going to iterate wildly and get right. I think this is a great idea, and we should do more of it in government agencies and be less scared of that risk. So congratulations to you. And thank you to all of those sponsors and important people who have given their time tonight to be part of this great celebration. And that's what we're going to get on with now, the part you've all been waiting for, the celebration of the great work that you've done, the innovation, the energy, the ideas, the newness and the sheer fun that Govhack is as well. So as a sponsor or a winning team captain, when I ask you to come to the stage, please come. No doubt you were listening to my instructions before about where to stand. We'll also be showing a version of the winning team's video submission in the screen. Can I please invite you, Minister Laundy, back to the stage to help me present the first series of awards. Now, before I was a minister, I was a ministerial advisor, so I am qualified to tell Minister where to stand. That's exactly the right spot.
I always do as on time.
Exactly. It's a great pleasure with which we're going to get on and start presenting some awards. The Location Data Bounty Award, supported by the PSMA for the most innovative hack location data, is awarded to... We're not having noise of the things, that's fine. Yongzi Song is accepting the award. Team Transmissions, Yongzi Song is accepting the award on behalf of his team for their project EMAP, a spatio-temporal model of traffic and emissions. 2.3 million families across Australia are affected by asthma, a condition made worse by air pollution from traffic and industry. This web tool maps air quality to help these families decide where to live and help governments pinpoint and reduce emissions. You have to stay, Minister.
Told you I'd do it.
The Exploring Underground Bounty Award, supported by Geoscience Australia for the most creative and exciting use of subsurface data, is awarded to Team Petrified Data. Connor O'Kane is accepting the award on behalf of his team for their project 3D printed geophysical data. 3D printing allows is a printing model that can represent the data in real life. Geologists can rotate and examine data along with other data. This can be immensely aid with the structural interpretation of the region. Congratulations, Petrified Data. The No Boundaries Data Hack is a major category supported by Geoscience Australia and PSMA Australia. This category is about using data from multiple states and territories to unlock the value of data across our borders, something that governments struggle to do sometimes. Team Shape the Future is represented by Reiju Zhung, will accept the award on behalf of her team for their project Legends of Tomorrow. This project provides intelligence-related to birth rates in environment and vegetation conditions of the future. Congratulations. The Local Industry Activity Bounty Award is supported by the Department of Innovation, Industry and Science for the best entry that analyses whether people are training or retraining to respond to changes in local industry activity and labour markets. This prize is awarded to the Coding Collective team. Johannes Klupfel, team captain, will accept the prize on behalf of his team for their project Futureproof. This project helps our population to meet the challenges presented by changing employment conditions. We need our current workforce to be able to relocate, reskill or re-educate. Congratulations, Coding Collective. The Fresh Data Hack is a major award supported by the Australian Business Register and Department of Industry, Innovation and Science. Fresh data is the best data. This category showed how data that is current and refreshed can provide a more valuable and reliable community service. First place is awarded to Team Evronos. Have I pronounced that correctly?
That's a good site. That's a good site.
Dr. Rishni Ratnam will accept the award on behalf of the team for their entry biznamer.info. Biznamer.info is a one-stop shop for finding a new business name with one search, which is, I think, the hardest thing about starting a new business sometimes. I'm going to this site.
That's the multiplier.
That's it.
Jump on his site, you solve all your problems with one hit.
With one search, it will do all the various name and domain searches for you. Congratulations, Team Evronos. Have I got that right? I think I've probably... Hey. The IP Rights Bounty Award is supported by IP Australia for the best visualisation of IP rights. The winner is Team Avinium. Nick Fisher will collect his team's prize for their project, IP God Mode. We all need one of those. IP God Mode uses machine learning analytics to estimate when a decision will be made for a pending patent application. It also lets an applicant or agent view their patent portfolio in 3D virtual reality as a spider web of nodes and connections. That sounds fabulous. Congratulations, Team Avinium. Thank you, Minister. I would like to invite James Jackson back to the stage to present this next prize. Welcome, James, from IBM. The Best Entrepreneurial Hack Major Award is supported by IP Australia and IBM for the project that has the most potential as a startup or business. The winner is, again, Team Avinium. Nick Fisher will come back to the stage to collect his team's prize for their project IP God Mode. Congratulations, Team Avinium. And thank you, James and IBM, for your support of that award. I would like to invite Leon Wright from the Microsoft to the stage to present the next awards for ABC and Microsoft. The ABC News Content Bounty Award is supported by the ABC for the best entry that finds new ways for Australians to share and engage with ABC News content. The winning team is Truthbot. Welcome. Congratulations. Welcome to the stage Anthony Mockler, who will accept the award on behalf of his team. Oh. Should have had the minister up here kissing the baby, so. Made a dash for it. Oh. Oh, you've made me lose my spot here now. TruthBot is the world's first artificially intelligent automated. You might regret that, Kiss, you never know, ministers, because TruthBot is the world's first artificially intelligent automated fact-checking robot. It scans politicians' Twitter feeds, looking for dicey facts or previously debunked statements, and I'm sure that wouldn't apply to the minister we have here, and automatically corrects the record by retweeting or tweeting the relevant explainer article back. Congratulations to TruthBot. And all I can really say with that one is I'm so glad TruthBot wasn't around when I was in Parliament, that's all. Oh, Leon, where did you go? We need you back. Sorry, you don't get away that easily. The Creative Humanities Hack Major Award is supported by ABC and Microsoft for the most beautiful representation of government data. Yes, data can be beautiful. Even government data can be beautiful. The winning team is the Govhack Search Party. Congratulations. David Wilton will accept the prize on behalf of his team for their project Search Party, a smartphone app that helps coordinate public searches for missing people using a GPS heat map to identify areas that have not been searched. Thank you very much, Leon, and thank you, Microsoft and the ABC as well. Congratulations to Govhack Search Party. I would now like to invite Teresa Harding, Director of the Open Data Policy from the Queensland Government, and Peter Edwards, National Manager of Client Services from the AFSA, to the stage to present these next awards. The Hiding Wally Bounty Award is supported by the Queensland Government for the best entry that helps government to solve data de-identification challenges in the releasing of open data. Often in government, de-identification, I think, is used as sometimes an excuse for us not to release more data, and so finding innovative ways to make that happen is really important, and it's great that the Queensland Government is supporting that. The winning team is one that I saw out there earlier, fantastic entry, Macon Bacon Flapjacks, and I'd like to invite Reece Walsh-Tyndall. Reece is accepting the award on behalf of his team for their project, De-Identify Your Data Incorporated. This project is a proof of concept of how the de-identification of data sets can be achieved in a timely and stress-free manner, as well as the visualisations to address any specific queries for the data. We need Peter Edwards back up. Sorry, Peter. The Securing Personal Property Bounty Award is supported by the Australian Financial Security Authority for the most interesting representation of the Personal Property Security Register's data. The winning team is the Coding Collective. Johannes Klupfel, team captain, will accept the prize on behalf of his team for their project Futureproof. The app helps people tackle challenges faced with the automation of industry. Congratulations, the Coding Collective. And your stage. Right. The Innovative Ideas Hack Major Award is supported again by AFSA and the Queensland Government. Welcome back to the stage, Teresa. This category is where disruptors, innovators and makers can shine. The winning team is Govhack Search Party. David Wilton will again accept the prize on behalf of his team for their project Search Party. The app combines missing persons data, as we know, from the ABC and the Australian Government with data from the Gold Coast City Council and the Queensland Government. Photos. Congratulations, Search Party. I would like to invite Richard Collis, who's the Assistant Commissioner of Smarter Data from the ATO, and Gemma Van Halderen, General Manager of Strategy and Partnerships Division of the Australian Bureau of Statistics, to the stage to present the next round of awards. Welcome. The Smarter Data Bounty Award is supported by the ATO for the best project that helps people with little or no statistical background better understand the effect of ATO data on other aspects of Australian life. The winning team is Team Tax. Chi Leong Kam will accept the prize on behalf of his team for their project Taxless, Optimising Your Tax Return. Sounds useful. An app to help maximise your tax returns by comparing your deductions with other people like you using open data from the Australian Tax Office. Congratulations to Taxless. The ABS-supported Bounty Award was designed to challenge competitors to make us that thing we need. The amazing API, the killer library, the master app, the coolest of the cool. The thing that will solve the "this is why we can't have nice things" conundrum. The winning team, this is going to be interesting, is Alpha Hawk Magnum. Andrew Hall will accept the prize for his team's project Hacker Nation. The entry is a web crawler to crawl the Govhack hackerspace prize descriptions website in order, slightly Kafkaesque about this somewhere, but in order to gather data about the sorts of prize categories that teams are targeting to increase entries in sponsor prize categories. That is definitely something at the beginning of the evening you didn't know that you needed, isn't it? But now you do. Congratulations to Alpha Hawk Magnum. The Data Intelligence Hack Major Award is also supported by the ATO and ABS for the best entry that helps to optimise business decisions by using government data. The winning team is again Team Tax. I'll invite Chi Leong Kam back to the stage to accept the prize for the project Taxless, Optimising Your Tax Return. This one seems popular, I can't understand why. An app that to help maximise your tax returns by comparing deductions with other people like you using open data from the ATO. Congratulations, and thank you very much to Richard and Gemma for your contribution tonight. I would like to invite Sharon Clarkson, Assistant Secretary for Online Services in the Department of Finance, to present the next round of awards. Welcome. The Commercially Viable Hack Bounty Award is supported by the Department of Finance for the best hack with the most commercial potential. The winning team is 4 Planners and a Panda. Harry Smithers will accept the award on behalf of his team for their entry, Sweet Spot. What's the best location for a new business? The Sweet Spot visualisation can pick the best spot by combining employment, building, residential and traffic data. Congratulations to 4 Planners and a Panda. The AIHW Visualisation Bounty Award is supported by the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare. Sharon's going to stay here to present it for us, thank you. That tells us a story using their data, the best entry that tells a story using their data. The winning project is Project 205. And Cliff Barnett is making his way to the stage to accept the award for his team's entry, Walks of Life. Walks of Life is an app that raises awareness of the health risks people face at different stages of their lives by taking a walk through the life of a virtual character named Sam. Congratulations, Project 205. Sharon's staying with us. The Inspired by Research Hack Major Award is supported by Data61 and the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare for the best entry that encourages a mashup and reuse of research data to inspire new ideas, engage the community in findings, or provide other insights. The winner is Team Fully Registered. Jacob Leslie will come to the stage to accept the award for their project, DANK, Royal Commission into Family Violence. DANK, being an acronym for Data Analysis Networking Knowledge Bank, is a new way of accessing the Royal Commission into Family Violence submissions. Improved accessibility and data visualisation have unlocked ways to easily explore the submissions to help better understand factors that reduce family violence. Metadata and text mining techniques have been used to help utilise that data and change the way the submissions can be compared to other government data sets. Congratulations to Fully Registered for a very valuable project. Thank you, Sharon, for your contribution as well. I would like to invite Mark Groot, South Australian State Manager from the Department of Employment. Welcome, Mark. Thank you for your support of the awards tonight. And Mark will be presenting the next group of awards. The Student Dropout Rates Bounty Award is supported by the Department of Education and Training for the best project that identifies what student characteristics have a higher impact on the dropout rate. The winning team is Cat Hacks. I'd like to invite Govhack ACT Manager Susan Hay to accept the award on behalf of the team for their entry Staying the Course. I gather the team couldn't be here tonight, but welcome. Why do students drop out of tertiary education? This visualisation uses open data from the Department of Education and Training to pinpoint the risk factors and the actions needed to help students stay on course. I should just note that we are trending on Twitter, so keep the tweets going. So my Apple Watch tells me. Well done, keep going with that. The Training Data Bounty Award is, don't run away yet, Mark, is supported by the Department of Employment for the best entry that helps to understand if training programs respond to changes in local industry activity and labour markets. The winning team is the Coding Collective. Again, congratulations. Johannes Klupfel will accept the prize on behalf of his team for their project Future-Proof. The tool will assist our population to meet the challenges presented by changing employment conditions. We need our current workforce to be able to relocate, reskill or re-educate. Congratulations again, the Coding Collective. The Future Australia Major Hack Award is supported by the Department of Education and Training and the Department of Employment for the best entry that helps us to inform education employment direction for a prosperous future. The winning team is again, you shouldn't have walked back, Johannes, the Coding Collective. I invite Johannes Klupfel to the stage. And it's great to see our friends from the Sunshine Coast, who I know have been early investors in Govhack activity and early investors in digital strategy right across the Sunshine Coast. So it's great to see this team having now won their 4th award for the night. Congratulations, very strong congratulations to the Coding Collective. And also thank you to Mark Groot for your support of the awards tonight. I would like to invite Professor Andrew Lowe from the University of Adelaide and Associate Science Director of the Terrestrial Ecosystem Research Network, or TERN, who will present the next group of awards. Welcome, Andrew. The NCRIS Data Bounty is supported by the NCIRS Research Data and Infrastructure Group for the most innovative use of NCRIS data collections and infrastructure. And the winner is Team YAM. Congratulations. Michael Ensley will accept the award on behalf of his team for their project CRITRS, or CRITRS. This augmented reality, well, it sounds like something I've heard of before, hang on. The augmented reality mobile app game is not only huge fun, it also helps people learn about nearby wildlife parks and landmarks. So we're not catching them all in terms of Pokemon, but in terms of actual natural wildlife. And that is a fantastic outcome. Congratulations to Team YAM, well done. The Transport Data Bounty Award is supported by the Department of Infrastructure for outstanding creativity and mashup of transport data that was made available for Govhack. The winner is Team Chinatown. Chun Lim will accept the award on behalf of the team for their entry, Proximity. This smartphone app alerts drivers when they enter high-risk areas for accidents using traffic data from the Victorian Government. It also warns truck drivers when they were approaching low bridges, no doubt inspired by recent incidents in Melbourne. Congratulations to Team Chinatown. The Paddock to Plate Hack Major Award is supported also by NCIRS and the Department of Infrastructure and Regional Development for the best entry. There were lots of entries in this category, and the winner is Team Toowoomba Trio. Team Toowoomba Trio. We've travelled a long way today to be here. Congratulations to you. Dr. Keith Bembledon will accept the award on behalf of the team for their entry, John Connor. High temperatures cause heat stress to vegetable crops, reducing yields. This project helps farmers identify heat stress early so they can take steps to minimise the damage using open data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the Bureau of Meteorology and the Queensland Government. Congratulations to Team Toowoomba Trio. And thank you, Professor Lowe, for joining us and supporting us tonight as well. I would like to invite Adam Malone, Senior Solutions Architect for Asia Pacific and Japan from Acquia Australia, to the stage to present the Best Team Awards. And thanks, Adam, for your contribution and support tonight. The Best Higher Education Team Award is supported by Acquia Australia for the best entry by a team whose members are currently attending TAFE or university. The winning team is Toll's Board Game. Anthony Drury is accepting the award on behalf of his team for their project GovTolls. GovTolls is a virtual board game about travel times on Sydney roads using Transport for New South Wales real-time data set. Thank you. Congratulations to Team Toll's Board Game. The Best Youth Team Award is supported by DLA Piper for the best entry of a team with members under 18 years of age. The winning team is Kids Team from Queensland. Edward Howells will accept the award on behalf of his team and their project. Right, that's definitely under 18 years. Congratulations to you. I was expecting 17 and a half or something like that. Congratulations to you, Edward, and your great team, Kids team, who developed and designed a web app to help government departments improve roads using real-time traffic accident data from the Queensland Department of Transport and Made Roads. Congratulations to Kids team. And thank you very much, Adam, for your contribution too. I'd like to invite Leslie Seebeck. Leslie, where are you? Who is Chief Information Officer for the Bureau of Meteorology, and Karen Moore, who is Area Manager from WFI, to the stage to present awards, including the much anticipated international awards. Now we're getting serious. Welcome. The Weather Forecasts Bounty Award is supported by the Bureau of Meteorology for the best visual display of weather forecast accuracy, value or benefit. The winning team is Weatherball. Sean Bannister will accept the award on behalf of his team for their entry, Weatherballs. The Weatherball is an internet-connected desk light that lets you know when the weather is taking a turn for the worse by changing colour and flashing. Congratulations. I'm not sure it would have worked in South Australia a few weeks ago, but other than that small flaw, I think it's an outstanding idea. Congratulations. Stay with us, Karen and Leslie. The IAG Flood Risk Bounty Award is supported by IAG. This bounty was awarded for the most innovative use of IAG flood risk data. The winning entry is Safety SARS. Congratulations. Govhack Victoria State Manager Dushyant will be accepting the award on behalf of the team for their entry, Safety Measures, a website that calculates your risks of being involved in a car crash or your home flooding or being broken into. The website recommends ways of reducing those risks. Congratulations to Safety SARS. The International Award for Best Community Resilience Hack is also supported by IAG and the Bureau of Meteorology. This prize was awarded to entries that help build resilience within our communities so that they feel safe, connected, and have the capacity to better adapt to changes. Dushyant shouldn't have run away too quickly because the winning entry is Safety SARS. Safety Measures helps you understand the risk factors in your areas and helps to prepare you and your family to respond to disaster. The website educates users about their risk factors in an easy, accessible and visual way, assesses some of the safety measures they have in place and provides recommendations on how to improve those safety measures. Congratulations again to Safety SARS. The International Award for the Best Machine Learning Hack is supported by Google. The prize was awarded to entries that apply machine learning to a wicked problem. The winning team is Team Tax. Again, I invite Chi Leong Cam back to the stage to accept the prize for the project Tax Less, Optimising Your Tax Return. Chi Leong Cam. He's out celebrating the last two wins they've had, I think. Richard's here to accept the award on behalf of Team Tax. As we know, Team Tax Less asks you to complete a short form about yourself by using machine learning algorithms. by using machine learning algorithms, we group you with similar taxpayers and find out how you rank in the various deduction categories among them and recommend tax hints. Congratulations again to Team Tax. The International Award for the Best Storytelling Hack is supported by Ancestry.com. This prize was awarded to entries that bring life to data and help people connect with the information that the data has revealed. Judges were looking for interesting ways to engage the audience that tells a story. The winning entry for the International Award for the Best Storytelling Hack is Torrange Juice. I invite Cody Tonkin to accept the award on behalf of his team for their entry, Greenew. Interactive posters that encourage people to hunt for vegetables in a community garden and make healthy meals. The posters that create a community garden trail, combine open data from the City of Adelaide, City of Brisbane, South Australia's Department of Planning, Transport and Infrastructure, the Bureau of Meteorology and the ABC. Congratulations to Torrance Juice, and thank you to Karen and Leslie for their support and contribution tonight. I would like to invite Jan Bryson, Govhack Director of Partnerships, to present the final group of awards. And while I have the opportunity, I'd also just like to acknowledge all of the Govhack team, but particularly Jan, who does a magnificent job of bringing so much of these awards nights and partnerships particularly that help these awards together tonight. So thank you, Jan, for all the great work you've done throughout the year and leading up to these awards, and give her a round of applause. The Spirit of Govhack Award is provided by the Govhack crews from across Australia. The winner is Rex Smeal, the Govhack Tasmania Spirit winner. Woo! Go those Tasmanians. Always happy to have more Tasmanians on the stage. Rex, you're a good man. Rex was awarded... Now, stay here while I read this commendation, because I think it's really important. And I said earlier when I was introducing the awards that it's not just about the technology and it's not just about the amazing ideas, but it's about community that we build around these awards, and the communities around Australia that come together and do great things and have fun and are part of something bigger than the sum of its parts. Rex was awarded the Spirit of Govhack Prize because he is a complete gentleman at hackathon events and ensures that other people are having a good time and aren't getting tangled up in unnecessary roadblocks. He was awarded the prize this year, not just because he was great at this particular event, but because he's developed a reputation of being an excellent hackathon participant over a number of years of attending hackathons and game jams in Tasmania. Congratulations to you, Rex. The Best Australian Government Agency Participation Award goes to the ATO. I would like to invite Richard Collis, Assistant Commissioner from Smarter Data from the Australian Taxation Office, to the stage to accept the award. The ATO, it's always nice to give the ATO a bit of love, isn't it? The ATO received this award for outstanding participation of mentors at every event across the country, and for creating an environment that truly supported participants before, during and after the event. And genuinely, congratulations to you and your team, Richard, and to the, no doubt, many ATO officers who worked around the nation as well. I'm sure it wasn't just you flying between Govhack sites. To those many ATO officers, probably given up weekends and to be part of these teams. It's a great example, and by showing that example, other government agencies, we hope, will continue to follow in your lead. So congratulations to you. the Best State or Territory Government Participation Award goes to the Queensland Government. I would like to invite... Where are all those New South Wales people? I would like to invite Teresa Harding, who's already here. Didn't take long, did it? Got their hands on the cup. Director of Open Data Policy from the Queensland Government, to the stage to accept the prize, and stay while I read this commendation, because it is important and it is great to see all of the state governments around Australia really engage, state and territory governments really engaging. But certainly in Queensland, I don't know what's going on up there, but I know I'm at the Queensland Public Sector Innovation Conference for 2 days, and there's some 1,000 people showing up to it next week. There's something really happening in the Queensland government and the public sector around innovative ideas and innovation thinking, so congratulations to you. The Queensland government, who actively supported the event with challenging prizes, fresh data and mentors from across the Queensland public sector. They worked in partnership with the Govhack State Manager and event coordinators to support the event and awards night to celebrate great outcomes of the Queensland Govhackers. And we've seen a representation of winners from Queensland here as well, which I know Teresa's been hooting about in the audience there, and to advance open data outcomes across their state. Genuine congratulations to the Queensland Government, and we trust this inspires other state governments. Next, the Best Local Government Participation in Award. And I'd just like to give a bit of a shout out to the places that I've visited this year over the last year and seen planning going on, whether that's Mount Gambier, Hobart, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Ballarat, Bendigo, Geelong, all of those places that I've seen, and seen the local governments in those areas been really engaged and really coming to understand, and even elected members who perhaps 2 years ago were a bit afraid of that idea of what is this Govhack thing, seeing aldermen and councillors and others really showing up on weekends and being really engaged and starting to get their heads around what this means for our local municipality and how, what do you mean, we can engage civic volunteers in helping us solve our problems. I think it's been an extraordinary realisation, certainly in the local government jurisdictions that I've seen across Australia in the last year, and an extraordinary maturity growing across local government. So that's great to see. So the winner of this award, and I think appropriately, goes to the City of Greater Geelong. Congratulations, Geelong. Who again sponsored at a significant level. I'm not sure who we've got from Geelong. Deshan, welcome again. Again, sponsored at a significant level for a regional council, made nearly 120 data sets available, put a person on the organising team and had mentors available for the whole weekend. Their local council, open data superstars, really, Geelong. And again, I encourage other local governments across Australia to look at what they're doing and learn from them. They're always very open and are happy to show what they're up to. There's no representative here from Geelong, but no doubt back on the live stream, some friends of mine are watching in Geelong, and I send my warm congratulations to them. That brings to the end, and ahead of time. So I've met my key performance indicator. My advisor, thank you. My advisor out here is happy. It's all good. That brings to an end the formalities of the awards. Congratulations to all of the teams who received honourable mentions as award and particularly award placements. I thank you to everyone who's joined us here tonight to help celebrate the success of Govhack. I would particularly, I do have to introduce Richard Tubb, the National Director of Govhack, to close the evening, but before I do that, I would just like particularly to thank Richard and Jan and the whole team who have been magnificent. I've got to say, when I got the call 6 months ago, 6 months after the last Govhack that we held in Sydney, National Awards, and invited back, I was thrilled, absolutely thrilled, and You never know, if I'm really nice, they'll have me back for a third year, who knows? But I do thank you very, very much for the invitation to be part of what is such an important movement to me, and an important movement that really genuinely, I think, is starting to have real impact, particularly on our elected members and also on very senior people from public sector organisations right across Australia. I think Govhack points the way to the future of better democracies, better communities and better outcomes for all of Australians and New Zealanders as well, of course. So with that, I thank you very much for having me here tonight, and I would like you to welcome to the stage, we've begun with a Tasmanian, we're going to end with a Tasmanian as well, my fellow Tasmanian National Director of the Govhack movement, Richard Tubb. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, David, for that introduction. Dear distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, hackers, creators and innovators, and all those watching live online from the comfort of their own home. To River, Flynn and Hallie, it's now bedtime, okay? So just make sure you do as Mummy says. So here we are in a library surrounded by inspiration, surrounded by Darwin, Shakespeare, Plato, Tolkien. Yet whereas once ideas would come from the accumulation of knowledge in these books, today we find ideas in very different ways. We mix and match data sets from authors unknown. We find inspiration not by turning pages, but by turning to each other, in ourselves and the life that we lead. The solitary reading under library light, the closing of book after book after book, replaced by the mashup of people that we call a hackathon, replaced by open, open, open. And this is what is so amazing about what we do. That at our very core, we see value in each other. We see the value in our collective ingenuity, in face-to-face exchange. Plato is not the source of our creativity, nor Shakespeare, nor Tolkien. It is us. It is each other. Imagine what masterpieces Shakespeare would have come up with if he had access to emoji. Smiley poo, wherefore art thou, smiley poo? Govhack this year saw 170 data sets lead to 437 projects. The more data we have, the more we create. And this is not just true for Govhack. It's true of Australia, New Zealand, and the world over. That's why we have to keep making the case for open data. Yet with each year of growth, as one country has become 2, a handful of locations has become 40. Now let's give us a hand for that, that's impressive. Something else has happened. It's no longer about the release of open data, it's about the process to undertake and to innovate using that open data. It's become a blueprint of how communities, governments and business can collaborate. A model for a new way of solving civic challenges based on the knowledge and creativity of the many and not just the few. That's why I'm so proud to be here tonight and would like to thank the following for their relentless support in making this possible. I would like to thank our Red Carpet Awards sponsor, the Department of the Premier and Cabinet, South Australia and Open State. Our lead corporate sponsor, IBM, our lead agency, IP Australia, as well as other fantastic sponsors who support Govhack at a national, state and local level. This year, Govhack became auspiced under Linux Australia, and I'd like to thank the Linux Australia Council for their support, and in particular the awesome Kathy Reid, who's also our amazing Govhack host for Geelong, who's hopefully watching the live stream tonight. I'd like to thank all the judges for their monumental effort and attention to detail. This year, our number of volunteers has really exploded. We went from 80 mentors last year to over 300 mentors this year. Now that's impressive. Having that level of expert support for our teams is fantastic and goes a long way to ensure that we continue to be Australia and New Zealand's premier hackathon. And of course, our volunteers aren't just limited to mentors. Every event is volunteer run. And I would like to say a very special thank you to all those amazing event day volunteers and our local event teams led by amazing Govhack hosts. as well as our state operations teams. Being a Govhack volunteer is really rewarding, as for those who join us tonight will know. But it is also a challenging role, and I'd like to thank all those partners and families who support the great work done by our volunteers. Can we give those a round of applause? I'd also like to recognise the amazing effort by our national and state managers for their amazing coordination and leadership, not just for overseeing their operations teams and the Govhack events in their state, but also managing the amazing Connections pre-events and state awards. Could we please have our hosts, national and state managers to the stage, please? So that is all the hosts and state managers, and Cherie from New Zealand. Come on up. It's really great to be able to meet all these people in 3D. As we tend to have all our meetings online, we look like the Brady Bunch most nights when we're having our meetings, and it's just great to see that depth that they all show in real life, so it's great to have you all here. State managers, could you please put up your hand and wave so the crowd can recognise you for your awesomeness when you're called? ACT, Susan Hay. For Queensland, Katharina Drinketh. For Victoria, Jashant Satiraju. You're used to seeing him though, aren't you? For Western Australia, Timothy Sondolini. And for South Australia, Alex Key. Tasmanian State Manager James Riggle and New South Wales Manager Jeffrey Huntley unfortunately weren't able to make tonight's awards. Hopefully they're watching at home. Jeffrey is expecting the birth of a new little hacker at any time now, and I wish him and his wife all the very best. Cherie Ellis, who is our New Zealand National Manager, could you please come forward? Cherie showed a lot of courage and commitment by launching Govhack in New Zealand in 2015 and continued its incredible growth and success this year. Next year, Cherie will be handing over the New Zealand reins to the equally amazing Amy Whitcroft, who's down there somewhere. Put your hand. I really would like to take this opportunity to award Cherie a Govhack Service Award for pioneering Govhack in New Zealand. This is not a posthumous award. And her outstanding commitment and awesomeness to Govhack and open data. Can we... Oh. There you go. Here you go, Cherie. Congratulations, well done. Ladies and gentlemen, before they exit the stage, could we please have a huge round of applause for our awesome Govhack 2016 managers and hosts. And also for the others who are joining us online tonight. Thanks, guys. There is one final group that deserves recognition this evening. This year saw our small national team grow into the 14-person Govhack Global Operations team. Can we have the Global Operations team to the stage, please? Everyone come up, don't be shy. The Govhack Global Operations team provides operations support, systems, infrastructure and leadership for Govhack at a national and international level. We're a fully distributed remote team with people in Western Australia, ACT, New South Wales, South Australia and Tasmania. It has been a pleasure and an honour to lead such a diverse, passionate and committed team. GOT peeps, please raise your hands so people can recognise the face behind the awesomeness. Kevin Keith, Marketing and Communications Director. Tim Larris, Media Liaison. Alan Young. James White. and June Chow, who are all from our digital media team. Jensen Mang, community support. And missing from tonight's awards is Sonali Tharwani, who is currently in India and provides project support, and Diana Ferry, who is in Broken Hill and who provides logistics and legal advice. Also a huge thank you to the additional support provided by Nadine Lee from Partner and Prosper, who's probably hiding over there. No, there, excellent, great. Some of our Govhack Global Operations team have been often the invisible driving force behind Govhack for many, many years. I'd like to present these special individuals tonight with the Govhack Service Award for their many years of outstanding commitment and awesomeness to open data. Alicia Thomas. Keith Moss, Data Director. Jan Bryson, Sponsorship Director. Gavin Tapp, that guy. Watching live this evening and providing us with social media and tech support is our Technical Director, Alex Maxius Sadlier. This one, mate's for you. I also have one more award. This year, we lost a valued and respected member of our team, Sharon Scott. She was a highly respected professional and passionate member of the Govhack Global Operations team. As a committed volunteer, over many years she was integral in the formation, growth and success of Govhack. Her sister Maxine wasn't able to attend in person this evening, but wished to express her gratitude and just how much being a part of the Govhack family meant to her. This one's for you, Sharon. Congratulations to all the winners and finalists for Govhack 2016. We'd hope to see you back for Govhack 2017. And as our judges have told us, it is just incredible to see the bar being raised each and every year, showing us the power of open data, community collaboration, and the willingness to help find civic solutions to issues facing our communities. Keep an eye out for Govhack on Facebook and Twitter in November, as we'll be opening up expressions of interest for the awesome Govhack volunteer positions at a national, state and local level. Finally, I'd like to announce the date for Govhack 2017. Govhack 2017 will take place on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of July. So mark that one in your calendars. And if you'd like to become one of our Govhack 2017 supporters, we'd love to hear from you too, and feel free to introduce yourself to Jan. Thank you, David, for being such an awesome MC and a fantastic ambassador for Tasmania. I am truly humbled to be able to do what I do from the connected seaside village of Somerset on Tasmania's beautiful northwest coast. Thank you for everyone for your support of Govhack, Australia and New Zealand's premier hackathon. I look forward to seeing you back in 2017. And if we could have like a big crowd selfie, that'd be great, actually. Yeah. Yes. If we could probably, we want to jump down there, everyone? Yeah. It's just not often that we get to be in a place like this with so many awesome people.